Hi, hello everybody. Hope you have gone through the previous session. Dear students, I welcome all of you to the second session on pointers. If you have not gone through, it will be very difficult for you to understand the session. For that reason, I will just give you a quick revision of the previous session and then I will start the concept. Yes. So what is that I will discuss in today's session? So I will discuss what is the pointer arithmetic that I am going to discuss, and what is the next topic that I am going to discuss. I will also discuss the do's and don'ts with respect to the pointers. What is that I can do with respect to the pointers, and what is that I should not do with respect to the pointers is what I will be discussing in these two topics. And also I will be discussing two topics with respect to arrays. How do I deal with arrays using a pointer concept? And also I will discuss how do I deal with strings as well as structures using pointers concept. So you will learn 4 different concepts along with the do's and don'ts. So let me start with the first concept. Guys, before I get into this concept, I would like to just give you a recap, small recap of the previous session, what I have done. So guys, I started with a definition that is pointers. What is pointers? Pointer is a variable which holds the address of another variable. What is pointer? Pointer is a variable which holds the address of another variable. I'll just write a simple program for all of you. So I have taken in the previous class int a is equal to 10. What is that I have taken? Int a is equal to 10. So fine. So guys, what is the syntax to declare a pointer variable that we have discussed in the last class? Yes, I have to write the data type first, then I have to write the asterisk. So guys, that is b. So can you tell me the pointer variable here? So b is a pointer variable. Why b is a pointer variable? Because I have star. So that is one point that you should remember. What is the second point that you should remember? Suppose if I use a symbol called ampersand a. So what is the meaning of this? So ampersand will give me the address of this variable a. Ampersand will give me the address of this variable a. So I have the address. How do I store it? So which variable will hold this address? So the b will hold this address. B will hold this address. How sir? B will hold this address. Why not other variables? Because b is a pointer variable. Only the pointer variable will hold the address of another variable. Only the pointer variable will hold the address of another variable. Now, using this b, I want to take the value of a. What is the syntax that I have to write? Yes, I will declare one more variable, that is c. So c is of type int, let's imagine. So what is that I have to write? I have to write star b. I have to write star b. If I write star b, so whatever the value that I have in the b, so in b I have the address of a. So in that particular address, what is the value that I have? So that value will be stored in this particular variable, that is c. So what is the value that I have in C? The value that I have in C is 10. This is the concept that I have discussed in the previous class. So guys, what is that I will discuss in today's class? Let me start with that, okay? So before that I will erase all the things whatever I have on the board. Yes. Guys, what is that I will start? What is that I'm going to discuss for all of you? Pointers arithmetic. What is the arithmetic operations that I can do with the pointers is what I am going to discuss for all of you today. So what is the first thing that I can do? I can perform the increment operations. What is the first thing that I will do? I can perform the increment operation. What is increment? Imagine I have a is equal to 1. If I perform the increment operator for this a, what will happen? Let's take. How do I perform increment operation for this a plus plus? In this increment, we have two types of increment. So one is post increment, another one is pre-increment. One is post increment, another one is pre-increment. This is post increment, this is pre-increment. Please observe the symbols are placed before the variable. That is why I will call it as a pre. So this is placed after the variable. That is why I will call it as a post. This is not required as of now, but still please understand the basics and then we'll go to the concept. Yes. So I have given a is equal to 1. As of now, I have a is equal to 1. Imagine I have performed a plus plus. After performing a plus plus, dear students, what will happen to the a value? So it will get incremented by 1. So if it gets incremented by 1, what will be the a value? A value will become 2. A value will become 2. This is what I will call it as a increment. So the same way I have decrement, I can perform the decrement operation with respect to the pointers. Decrement in the sense, in the same way, I will just minus by 1. So I will minus the value by 1 is what I will call it as a decrement. So even in the decrement also we have pre-decrement and post-decrement. So that is the two concepts that you should remember with respect to the increment and decrement. I don't have to explain this. You can also perform the addition and you can also perform the subtraction, but there is a condition. So what is that condition? Yes, I'm going to discuss that in do's and don'ts. Remember, so I can perform these 4 arithmetic operations. One is increment, another one is decrement, another one is addition and subtraction. In this pointers is what you have to remember. Moving on to the next topic, do's. What is that I can do with respect to this pointers? Let me start with the first point. We can add an integer value to a pointer. Please observe the words. I can add the integer value to what? To a pointer. This is a value. This you have to listen to me carefully. This is a value. This is a pointer. I can add a value to the pointer. Observe my points. I'm stressing on this because there is a change in the coming slide. You will get confused in the next slide. So for that reason, please have a clarity. So I can add a integer value. I can add an integer value to a pointer. Yes, I can do that. There is no doubt in that. Please observe the second point. We can subtract the integer value. Here I'm saying integer value. Okay, I can also subtract the integer value from a pointer. I'm taking a value, I'm taking a pointer. I can do addition as well as subtraction. No doubt with respect to these points. What is the next one that I have? We can compare 2 pointers. Please understand. We can compare 2 pointers. The comparison between 2 pointers is possible if the points, the element of the same array. Only if the elements of that pointers are in the same array, then only I can compare. I have the array. Okay, if the elements are in the same array, then only I can compare. Otherwise, it is not possible. So fine, this is also done. What is the next one that I have? We can subtract one pointer from another pointer if both the points to the same array. If both the pointers are pointing to the same array, I can perform the subtraction. So please understand. We can assign one pointer to another pointer provided both are same type. Both are same type in the sense, I have integer pointer A, I have integer pointer B. Both the pointers types are same. What type? Integer type. Only then we can assign one pointer to another pointer. Only then I can assign the value of one pointer to another pointer. Otherwise, suppose if I am taking this as a float and this is an integer, I am trying to assign the value what I have here to this. No, it is not possible. Only if I have both the same data type, then only I can do it. Otherwise, I cannot. Let me just recollect all the points for all of you. So here, integer value can be added to the pointer. You can subtract the integer value from the pointer. What is that? You can compare 2 pointers only if it is in the same array. Here, you can subtract one pointer from another pointer, both points to the same array. Please listen, if both the points are of same type, then you can copy the value from one pointer to another pointer. This you can do with respect to the pointers. What is that I cannot do with respect to the pointers? Let's check. Addition of 2 pointers. Observe this. Addition of 2 pointers is not possible. There, addition of integer value, that is what I asked you to observe and listen to me. There you can addition of a value to a pointer can perform, but here I am taking 2 pointers. That is not possible. I am performing addition of 2 pointers is not possible. That too, if when I have with a different arrays, that is not possible. So what is that? Subtraction of one pointer from another pointer when they don't have the points to the same array. That is not possible. If I have the array, and my 2 pointers are pointing to the 2 different arrays, then if I want to subtract, that is not possible. That is not possible. Please understand that. Multiplication of 2 pointers. There I was considering the value and the pointer. What is that? Do's value and the pointer. Here what is that I am considering? Pointer and pointer. So here this also pointer and this one also pointer. So addition and subtraction of pointers to pointer is not possible when they are in the different arrays. So even multiplication is also not possible. That is what you have to remember. Along with that, division of two pointers is also not possible. Please remember these points. This and the previous slide is an important question. So hope you got the fair idea about do's and don'ts of pointers. What is that I can do and what is that I cannot do with respect to the pointers. Moving on to the next topic, pointers in arrays. So before that, let me explain one of the concept, that is arrays. Let us understand, hope you remember this concept, but I will give you an introduction with respect to the arrays and then I'll go to the pointers to the arrays. I have int. What is that I have? I have int. Int a is equal to 10. Please understand this concept. I'm starting it from the scratch. So even if you don't know anything, you should be able to understand this concept. So I have the data type as int and I have the variable a. So what is that I'm trying to store? I'm trying to store 10 in this variable. I'm trying to store 10 in this variable. So what type of variable is this? This is a type of integer. This is a type of integer. So fine. I want to store more than one value of integer. How do I solve this one? How do I solve this one? I will add the constraint to the question. Please remember, you will tell me, sir, create one more variable and store the value. But I should have only one variable. I should have only one variable. For the same variable, I should store one more value. What is that I can do? How do I solve this problem? To solve this problem, so they have invented a new method or new data type called arrays. So what is that? Int a of 10. Int a of 10. What is this int a of 10? This is an array. This is array. So this 10, in the sense you will not be storing 10 elements. This is the size of the array. This is the size of the array. So fine. A is an array of type integer. What is the meaning of it, sir? So if as soon as I create like this, so the array is represented like this. Array is represented like this. So what is the name of the array? The name of the array is A. So first thing with respect to the array that you should remember is indexing. Always the array index starts from 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So fine. Why do I have this index? If I want to access any of the element in this array, I will be accessing it through the index. I'll be accessing it through the index. For example, let us imagine I have stored 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So if I want to access 30, how do I access? So first I should take the array name. Array name is A. A of 30. What is the index of 30? 2. So A of 2. What is A of 2? So A of 2 is 30. A of 2 is 30. So this is the second point that you should understand. Third point with respect to the array is you will be able to store only one data type. You will be able to store only one data type. That's why we call it as a homogeneous data type. It will be able to store the homogeneous data type. If you are storing float, you will be storing only float. If you are storing character, you will be storing only character. If you are storing integer, you will be storing only integer. So point number 4, you will not have any gaps in between. That's why we call it as a ordered collection of data. So what is the meaning of gap? So I'll show you. So please observe here. I cannot leave this location empty and I cannot store the data here. I cannot leave this location empty and I cannot store this data here. So what is the definition for the array? Array is an ordered collection of homogeneous elements. Array is an ordered collection of homogeneous elements. What is the definition? Array is an ordered collection, one by one. Ordered collection of homogeneous. Homogeneous in the sense, same type of data. So now, how do I add a pointer to this? What is the use of adding a pointer to this? Adding a pointer to this concept. What are the use? Please observe here. I have A, my pointer is, my array name is A. So I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So if I write like this, okay, what is this? What is this? I am adding a pointer to this array. So it means to say that I will hold the initial address of this array. I will hold the initial address of this array. What is that? I am holding the initial address of this array. Using this initial address, I will be able to access all the elements with the help of increment operator. So that is what you need to understand with respect to the pointers and arrays. So guys, I have the array and I am adding a pointer to that particular array. So what is that pointer is doing? Pointer is holding the initial address. What is the use of pointer? Pointer is used to hold the address. So what type of address we are trying to store here? The initial address of the array we are trying to store. That is what you have to understand. So moving on to the next one, strings. Here also the same thing happens, but so why do we have this /0? So /0 is a special character which will tell you that it is the end of the strings, which will tell you that that is the end of the strings. Same way it will also holds. So if you create a pointer for this strings, it will hold the beginning address of the strings. Sir, you are saying strings and you have represented in the form of arrays. Can you tell us in detail? Yes. Listen to me carefully. What is strings before that? String is a collection of characters. So strings is a collection of characters. Can I call this H as a character? Yes. E, L, L, O, can you call all these things as a character? Yes, I can call all these things as a character. So guys, all these things as a characters you are treating. So can I call this as a group of characters which is enclosed between the quotes? Yes, that is the definition of strings. What is strings? Strings is a group of characters which is enclosed between the quotes. So fine. You are trying to represent in the memory location the strings also in the form of array. Strings also in the form of array. So at the end of the string, you will add /0 to indicate that that is the end of the string. That is the end of the string. Suppose if I have 5 elements, so you will have one extra element which is added by default, that is /0, to depict that that is the end of the string. That is the end of the string. Suppose if I add the pointer to the string, the initial address of the first character will be stored in that particular pointer, so that with the help of that I can access all other address. What is the address here? S0. S of 0 is H. So initial address, initial in the sense the beginning address. So this will be stored in the pointer variable if I create a pointer to this string. So using this, I can just access all this address, is what you have to understand with respect to the strings. So guys, in the same way, I have structures. What is structures? I think this is the last topic that you have studied in the first PUC. What is structures? So please listen to me carefully. I have int A. I have int A. So what is this int? Int is a variable. Variable of type? Variable of type? Integer. So please understand, int is a predefined data type. Int is a predefined data type. So here, please understand, struct student. So guys, I will just write the same thing. Student S1, let us imagine. What is the student? So int is a data type. You all know that. So int is a data type of what type of data type? That is a predefined data type. Again, here also, please understand, student is also data type, but this is user defined data type. But this is user defined data type. Why do I use structures? Structure is used to create the user defined data type. Why do I have structure? Structure is a concept which is used to create the user defined data type. So already all of you know that. So what is the keyword that I have to use to create any structure? I have to use a keyword called struct. Then followed by what is that? I have to give the name of the structure. I have to give the name of the structure. Then after that, you will have open flower bracket and close flower bracket. What is that? This is the end of the structure. What do I have inside this? I have two variables. One is int, another one is float. Int roll number and float fees is what I have inside the structure. Fine. So guys, this is an assignment that I am trying to give all of you. So please remember the statements. I have already explained all of you. So student is a structure that I am trying to create. So this is the object that I am trying to create for the student. Okay, what is that? This is a, you can also treat this as a variable. So I am creating the variable of student. I'm creating a variable of student, like how you have created variable for int. In the same way, I'm trying to create the s as a variable of student. What is this student here? Student is a predefined data type. Is it? No. Student is a user defined data type. For this data type, I'm trying to create the variable. So guys, after that, please observe, I'm having the pointer variable. So what is that I'm trying to store? The address of this variable. Please understand, I'm trying to store the address of this variable. What is that variable? I have yes. I'm trying to store the address of this yes. Please understand that. So that is what you have to remember. So star sp, in the sense pointer dot roll number, I'm trying to store the value. So inside this roll number, what is the value that I'm trying to store? 104. That is what you have to understand. So like this, I will be storing the values in this structure. So please understand. So what is this star sp? Now please understand what is, you understood this is a structure. So now it is an important point. Pointers with respect to the structure is what we are trying to understand. So star sp in the sense what? This is a pointer variable. What is the star sp? Star sp is a pointer variable. So what is this ampersand s? So you have already created the s. So the address of this yes you are trying to store in this pointer. That is what you have to remember with respect to this structure. If you understood this line, that is more than enough. Okay, so fine. So how do I store the value for this? I have roll number. How do I store? So I have pointer, that is star sp. First I will write that. Then I have two variables. How do I store? So I want to store the value for this roll number. Star sp dot roll number. Whatever the value that you want to write, so you can write. I will just write 140. Fine. Suppose if I want to write the value for this fees, how do I write? Come on, tell me. So star sp dot fees is equal to 10,000. Hope you understood this concept. This is how I use the concept of pointers in structures. So guys, moving on to the next one. So guys, with this, I will conclude the session. So in the next session, some of the important questions which will come for the exam, I will be discussing with the questions. So I will discuss some of the important topics. Along with that, the important questions that you will get in the exam is what I will discuss. So until then, please take care of your health. Thank you. Bye bye.